Welcome to a brand new Oklahoma Sooners Death Penalty Dynasty here on NCAA 14 with the College Football Revamped mod. Now, you are probably wondering, if you didn't watch the series update, why we're back at episode 1. Well, it's because I accidentally deleted the save file of the last one, and in the series update video, I said I probably wasn't going to set up a new one, but I decided it was more fun to continue with this series or try to redo it. So that's why I've set up a brand new one. None of the roster is the same, and some other stuff changed, like the playoffs that happened. So let's run down exactly what happened last season, at least what I took screenshots of. First, Bijan Robinson won the Heisman at Texas. You can see his stats up on the screen now, which obviously I wasn't a huge fan of because I am a real-life OU fan, but, you know, we'll roll with that. And then the playoffs. And in round 1, we had Bama versus UCF, Clemson versus Arizona State, BYU versus Ohio State, and Michigan State versus Iowa State. And then here were the scores of those games. Bama won 31-10. Arizona State won 42-37. Let's see if I can find. Yeah, I have a list. Sorry. Ohio State blanked BYU 34-0, and Michigan State lost to Iowa State 34-17. So in round 2, you had Bama versus Ohio State. I almost said Oklahoma State. And Arizona State versus Iowa State. Well, Bama lost to Ohio State 28-10, and Arizona State won 36-20. So your national championship was Ohio State versus Arizona State, and the Cinderella story paid off. Arizona State wins the national championship 41-34. Honestly, did not project that. And then really, there's only a couple big coaching things that happened in the offseason. Nick Saban retired, and Bill O'Brien replaced him. So the former head coach of the Texans is now running Alabama. Maybe he'll be a better college coach. I think he was like the coach at Penn State before he got the Texans job, if I'm not wrong. I mean, I could be wrong, I don't know. But yeah, he is now head coach at Alabama. And in my last one, Lincoln Riley had to take a job at ULM after getting fired from Oklahoma. And in this one, he took a job at Rice because ULM did not offer him a contract. Rice is on our schedule, so let's go ahead and take a look at the full schedule here. I did once again kick us out of the conference, but we still play a few Big 12 opponents. First game, we were at Hawaii because I thought it'd be cool to go there. Then we play Rice, then Nebraska, at Tulsa, at TCU, then Texas, North Texas, at Utah, at Marshall, Tulane, at UCLA, and then at Oklahoma State for Bedlam. In case you want to see the Heisman watch, here it is. A bunch of running backs: Bijan Robinson, Hassan Haskins, Chris Rodriguez Jr., Travion Henderson, and Jaden Daniels, the national championship winning quarterback at Arizona State. I did the conferences a little differently than I did last time. Last time I only had Notre Dame and Oklahoma as the independent teams. And just like last time, once we get a few years going, I'm probably going to take Oklahoma out of independent and put them in like maybe the Mountain West once we get a decent team. And then eventually maybe the Big 12 and then maybe the SEC. I'm not really sure. We'll have to see how it goes. But in the ACC Atlantic, we have Clemson, Wake Forest, North Carolina State, Florida State, Syracuse, Boston College, and Louisville. I want to say that's what it is in real life. Same with the ACC Coastal: Pittsburgh, North Carolina, Virginia Tech, Miami, Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Duke. The American Conference is UCF, Tulane, SMU, Tulsa, East Carolina, Memphis, Charlotte, USF, Temple, and Navy. Okay, so for the Big 12, I did split them back up into two conferences. We have the Big 12 North, which is Iowa State, Cincinnati, BYU, Kansas State, West Virginia, and Kansas. These two obviously got moved in because they're getting moved in real life. And then the Big 12 South is Texas, Oklahoma State, Baylor, TCU, Houston, and Texas Tech. The only one in real life that did not get moved over here is UCF because Texas is still here. Maybe if we eventually go to the SEC, I would take Texas with us, but for now, our goal is going to be to earn our way back into the Big 12. The Big 10 East: Ohio State, Michigan, Rutgers, Indiana, Penn State, and Maryland. And the Big 10 West: Nebraska, Wisconsin, Iowa, Northwestern, Purdue, Illinois, and Minnesota. The CUSA is UAB, Louisiana Tech, UTSA, Marshall, Florida Atlantic, FIU, Mid-Tennessee State, North Texas, UTEP, and Southern Miss. Oh, we also have Rice. I probably should have added one more team to there to make them a conference championship team, but it'll be okay. The MAC East is Kent State, Miami of Ohio, Georgia Southern, Buffalo, Bowling Green, and Akron. And the West is Ball State, Toledo, Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan, and Northern Illinois. The Mountain West: Boise State, Air Force, Colorado State, New Mexico, Utah State, and Wyoming. And the West is UNLV, San Jose State, San Diego State, Fresno State, Hawaii, and Nevada. The Pac-12 North is Oregon, Oregon State, California, Washington, Stanford, and Washington State. And the South is Arizona State, the defending national champions, who are ranked number 2, USC, Utah, UCLA, Colorado, and Arizona. And just for side note, USC. SEC East, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt. SEC West, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Auburn, LSU, and Mississippi State. And then finally the Sun Belt is Western Kentucky, Louisiana, South Alabama, Arkansas State, Georgia State, Troy, ULM, and Texas State. To be honest, most of those probably didn't change, but I always like to show it because just so you guys can see what I did to the conferences. But for now, let's go ahead and look over the top 25. First, we have Alabama at number 1, the defending national champions at number 2, Clemson is 3, Texas is 4, Iowa State is 5, 6 is USC, so we have 2 Big 12 teams in the top 5, not bad. 7 is Ohio State, 8 is Michigan State, 9 is Florida, 10 is Georgia, 11 is Oklahoma State, 12 is Pittsburgh, 13 is North Carolina, 14 is Arkansas, 15 is Michigan, 16 is Oregon, 17 is Cincinnati, 18 is Virginia Tech, 19 is Wake Forest, 20 is Baylor, 21 Notre Dame, 22 Texas A&M, 23 Oregon State, 24 TCU, and 25 BYU. That is a lot of Big 12 teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Big 12 teams in the top 25. So half the conference is in the first top 25. Let's just see how far down Oklahoma is with our current. Actually, you know what? Let's just scroll to the bottom. I know where we're going to be. We're actually not the worst ranked team in the country. In terms of overall offense, defense, and special teams, we are, because we're F. But the lowest ranked team is Rice, who we get to play, but they have an 81 overall team. And now you get to meet this god-awful team, and I've already checked. This time there is no running back that is a better quarterback than any of my quarterbacks, so we will have to roll with an actual quarterback here. And the best one on the roster is James Thompson, but it actually shows that he's on a transfer for some reason, so I can't actually start him. So Trevor Winston is our best rated quarterback right now, and I will show you guys the full depth chart here in a minute. I don't think I changed too much on it yet, but Winston has 59 throw power and 62 throw accuracy, which is not as bad as our last quarterbacks had in the series that pretty much got canceled. So we'll have to see how he does, but right now it looks like Trevor Winston will be our quarterback. At running back, we have Kyle Campbell, Dan Colbert, and Henry Foster. None of them are particularly fast, but we are going to roll with them for right now because honestly, my last experiment of putting a corner there did not work. Fullback, we have Bernard Edmonds and Kareem Lewis. Wide receiver, Dominique Cook, who is the one that it seems that whenever you do stuff like this, or at least the couple times I've done it now, I got a really fast receiver with really bad acceleration. So he has 91 speed, but it's going to take him a while to get there. But then you get someone like Sam Davis, who's got 78 speed and 91 acceleration. So we have Dominique Cook, Tim Scott, Sam Davis, Patrick Wood, and Zach Warren. At tight end, we have Eric Cook and Elliott Eaton. Left tackle, Jerome Stevens and Eric Suggs. Left guard, Marquise Vincent and Mark Joseph. Center, Kirk Evans and James Stevens. Right guard, Daniel Allen. Right tackle, Reggie Morgan. Left end, you have Justin Richardson, Tony Frederick, Troy Shelby, and Terry Lucas. We have no right end. Defensive tackle is Mitch Cook, Marshall Williams, William Malone, and Nick Dukes. Left outside linebacker, you got Mario Banks and Michael Mangum. Middle linebacker, Charles Parker and Ryan Saria. No right outside linebacker. Defensive back, we actually have some speed at DB. Not great speed, but some speed. Ryan France, Nick Brooks, Lauren Rogers, Cole Payne, and Jamal Kearney. And I need to see, can any of you guys actually catch? Because you could probably come play receiver. You can catch. Nick Brooks may end up playing both sides of the ball. 82 speed, 83 acceleration. Do they have route running stats in this? 64 route running. Okay, Nick Brooks may end up playing both sides of the ball. I'll probably change some of these numbers as well. But, yeah. Free safety, we have Marcel Mason, Eric Gordon, and John Stewart. Like the Green Lantern John Stewart? Okay. Strong safety, Travis Preston, Greg Rankin, and Daniel Morgan. kicker Matt Graham, and punter Cedric Sparks. Okay, so at quarterback, yeah, we are most likely going to start Trevor Winston. At running back will be Kyle Campbell. Fullback, Bernard Edmonds. Okay, so here's how I have the receivers set up. Dominique Cook, Nick Brooks, the defensive back, is also going to play receiver. Sam Davis and Tim Scott. The only thing is, yes, he's got decent speed and decent acceleration. I originally had Lauren Rogers also as my third receiver, but the problem I'm running into now is that when you put them at receiver, their catching drops. Because his catching as a defensive back was like 65. That's 43. So if he ends up dropping a lot of passes, I'll end up switching him out. But we're going to test it for now because he at least has decent speed and acceleration. Tight end, Eric Cook. Left tackle, Jerome Stevens. Left guard, Marquise Vincent. Center, Kirk Evans. Right guard, Daniel Allen. Right tackle, Reggie Morgan. Left end is going to be Justin Richardson. Most of this is going to be the same as the roster. Tony Frederick at right end. Defensive tackle will be Mitch Cook and Marshall Williams. We probably don't want George Rankin, a safety playing third string DT, so let's fix that. That is the problem whenever you run into rosters like this, is that sometimes it will just, fill what they think should go there. So yeah, we'll roll with that as our DTs. Left outside linebacker, Michael Mangum. Middle linebacker, Charles Parker. Right outside linebacker will be Mario Banks. Defensive back, Ryan Franz. Nick Brooks will play both sides of the ball. And we're actually going to put... Why is Colbert here? Yeah, no, we're gonna put you on the bottom because you may need to play corner at some point, but for right now, we're going to roll with these guys. Free safety will be Marcel Mason. Strong safety will be Travis Preston. Obviously, kicker will be Matt Graham, as you saw, and punter will be, no, not Dan Colbert. Will also be Matt Graham. Sure, we'll go with that. Kick return is going to be Ryan Franz because he has the highest speed that has decent acceleration. Obviously, our highest person is obviously Dominique Cook, but that 61 acceleration will probably get him a bit. Franz is also going to be our punt returner. Here are the sliders I'm going to use. It's Heisman difficulty, 25 speed threshold, game speed of normal, 9-minute quarters, no accelerated clock. Game rules, I did not touch the penalties. These are actually slightly different slider sets than what I used in the previous series. These are Mr. Hurricane sliders, and we're actually going to bump this up a bit because in my experience using 10 made our shitty quarterbacks not be able to hit anything, so we're going to bump that to 15. We'll go through the rest of those just so you guys can see them in case you guys want to touch them. Like I said, I'm using Mr. Hurricane sliders that I found on his Twitter from, I think, his Kalispell Dynasty that he does. So, yeah. But anyway, that is the introduction. The first game will not be included in this video like it was last time. It will be in tomorrow's video. So this is just a quick update, you guys, that I'm bringing the series back. But tomorrow we will start at Hawaii.